Happy New Year, everyone. This is Parker from Diablo Guitars. I just got in a very interesting, very cool piece of history that I wanted to share with everyone. A guitar that was owned by Robbin Crosby from Ratt. He originally was playing a Gibson Firebird in the 80s, and then later when he switched to Jackson, he started using Jackson Firebirds and Jackson Double-Rhoads. The original Jackson Firebird was based off of his Gibson Firebird. And that Gibson Firebird is right here. Let's take a look. So this is a Gibson Firebird VII. Now, one interesting thing about this guitar, it is definitely a one-of-a-kind. And you know this because any one-of-a-kind Gibson from this time period, if it had custom shop original on the back of the headstock, that meant it was a one-of-a-kind. If it had custom shop edition, that means it was like a limited run. Custom shop original. So this is kind of surreal because I'm very familiar with Robbin Crosby playing this guitar, its history, and seeing him in all sorts of different photos and publications, guitar magazines, Playboy magazine, as well as just, you know, being in Ratt music videos and all that sort of stuff. So the other cool thing is that along with the guitar, there's all sorts of history and memorabilia with it, including music videos on VHS tapes and CD-ROMs, as well as the actual original Playboy magazine, which Robbin Crosby's wife was actually the centerfold for that edition. And so it's the two of them together. Robbin's not naked, don't worry. But this guitar is actually in the magazine, which is kind of cool. So let me show you that. So let's check all this stuff out. So first off, I don't think I have a VHS player, but there's some sort of music video here. And I haven't actually opened up all this stuff yet. So let's see. Ratt Dance. This is for the music video Dance. And then this is a CD-ROM that says Robbin with Firebird VII. I believe I have a laptop old enough to see what's on here, so I'll have to check on that. You talk about case candy. There is a huge stack of stuff here, which is, it's really cool because a lot of times we'll get a guitar that we know has history to it. Maybe there's like a COA signed with it. With this guitar, we actually have all sorts of, you know, published material that's cool to be able to pull up. So the first thing is a bill of sale from 2011. This was the original bill of sale from the guy that bought it from Robbin, sold it to somebody else. Shipping FedEx receipt as well. So now we get into the more cool stuff. So here is Robbin with the guitar. Let's see what's in here. So this is from Blast Metal Spectacular Poster Magazine, 80s poster magazine, where you can see Robbin there. And this must have been the poster that you could order. Oh yeah, there we go. There it is. It's funny how bright and white this guitar used to be. The first bill of sale from the first owner after Robbin, it's described as TV yellow. And then the owner after that, he described it as tobacco yellow. So it's like getting darker shades of yellow as time goes on. Okay, and then we have a Japan tour book from 1987. Look at that. Look at these young bucks. I actually played quite a few shows with Ratt when I was in Queensryche. All the 80s bands would tour together, or we'd have the same like booking agent. Of course, this was way after Robbin was in the band. And you can see here, this is 87. He's starting to play the Jackson Firebirds, which are also really cool. From what I've heard, and this could be wrong, I don't know, he started with the Gibson Firebird, and then Jackson made a version of the Firebird for him. I don't know if Jackson was actually making Firebirds prior to that, or if they made them specifically for him, but here it is there. So you've got Robbin with this Gibson Firebird as well as the Jackson Firebird. It's really cool. There's that, and now for what you guys really came here for, all you perverts. This is the Playboy that Robbin's wife was in, along with the guitar. I'm going to not show you that part. No need for naked ladies here. So that is Robbin and his lovely wife, Lori Carr. And from what I understand, she was also on the cover of several albums. It's cool to have a guitar that was in Playboy. For research, I'll probably look through the rest of this just to make sure there's no photos that we missed. But anyways, that comes with the guitar. This is one of the guitars, this happens maybe a couple times a year, where I'll get something and then I have this gut feeling like I shouldn't sell it. Like I will regret it. It happened with the Chris Cornell lyrics earlier this year. That's something that I think I'll kick myself years from now. That's a pretty special thing to come across. Handwritten lyrics from an iconic song, you know. Wow, this is a cool one. So this is a shot of Robbin, a bunch of his guitars. He has this Gibson Firebird in his hands, which is cool because it just kind of shows that it's one of his go-to guitars. In the background, you can see all of his Jackson Firebirds and Double-Rhoads, a double neck, some V's. And I don't know if he was playing like a Carina V reissue or if he actually had a real Carina V back in the day. I wouldn't be surprised. So whoever put all this stuff together, hats off to you, because it's cool to have all of these resources. Yeah, it's just some more of these posters. It'd be cool to get some of this stuff framed. Let's get to the guitar. Gibson Firebirds, there are a few different versions, with the 7 being the cream of the crop. It's the 3 pickup, block inlays, ebony fretboard. It is the highest tier of the Firebirds. This is just super classy looking. Alpine white turns to TV yellow, turns to tobacco white, turns to whatever you call this now. The really cool thing about this is just the natural finish checking. Personally like the look of aged guitars. I think the like heavy relic guitars are cool. A lot of the like painted over relics and stuff like that. But to have an actual aged guitar that's checked like this is just, it's really cool. It might be kind of hard for the camera to pick up some of the checking, but I'll do some close-ups later and edit that in. So I did blacklight the guitar very carefully, the whole thing, just to make sure there was no cracks, no repairs, no headstock breaks or anything like that, and there aren't, which is very surprising because it seems like this guitar got around. You know, if it's at photo shoots and in music videos and who knows what else it's seen in the 80s being on tour with Ratt, I'm very surprised. Like, Firebirds are notorious for headstock breaks, so for this to survive is actually very impressive. There is, like I said, a lot of finish checking, but same with another famous Firebird that we have that I'll pull out here in a second. There's something about like 3 pickup guitars in customs with the block inlays that ever since I was a kid, I've always just thought they were the coolest thing. I'm a big fan of like 3 pickup SGs and Les Paul customs. The Jimmy Page 3 pickup with a Bigsby, it's just a iconic look to me. And this thing's fucking awesome. A big part of the guitars that I'm into and the inventory that Diablo Guitars has is a cross between the classics, you know, the Gibsons and Fenders from the 50s and 60s, and then mixed with the modern to 80s kind of metal. So this is like the perfect combination. You know, it's classic Gibson, an awesome looking guitar, and then you can't get more 80s than owned and used by Robbin Crosby or Ratt. So this is Diablo Guitars written all over it. We just got it in. I'm just kind of checking it out. Got it set up today. Duncan went through it very thoroughly, made sure that all the pots are cleaned out, the pickups, everything. I saw him, he deep cleaned it. He had all the hardware off, was polishing it all, and all the 80s grime off of it. And now it feels awesome. Aside from this Firebird is another celebrity-owned Firebird that I just happen to have here. So I thought I'd bring it out. Completely unrelated, this is a one-of-a-kind Gibson Firebird from the same kind of time period. I think this one was the 90s. Yeah, the Robbin Crosby is in 1985. This is like 1990. It's kind of hard to see with the gold sparkle. But this is also custom shop original, one-of-a-kind, owned by G.E Smith. He used this on Saturday Night Live a lot, and it's funny because the other day I actually looked up the season Saturday Night Live that G.E Smith used this, and I found all the clips that I could of him playing it in the background, and it was like Michael Jordan was a guest, and just some other actors, and in the background you see him do the same move at the end of every song. Again, amazing that there was no headstock breaks with this, because he was jamming on it pretty hard back in the day. Yeah, two very iconic Firebirds we have right now, both one of a kind, both celebrity owned. These are the kinds of things that I have a really hard time letting go of, because I look for this stuff all the time. It's kind of what I live and breathe. You get something and you know you're never gonna see it again. And so you kind of get sentimental, and it's kind of hard to let them go. But this Firebird is actually listed right now, and the Robbin Crosby will probably be listed sometime in the next week or two.